There's a myth that productivity is purely an individual's choice, or it's all about self-motivation and self-optimization, because it's not.
I understand all these challenges and all must have come up from a fact that, we should motivate each other. We should not let ourselves, go down this rabbit hole of how sad everything is. But I feel like it also started putting a lot of pressure on a lot of us.
A lot of psychologists right now agree that what we're experiencing is a form of collective trauma. And when we go through any form of trauma, productivity is the last thing on our mind. There are primary stressors and primary fears like health, illness, safety. And then there are secondary fears and secondary stressors like job security, long-term economic impact on us, relationship conflicts that might arise because we're not able to see people who are a part of our lives, or some of us have been locked in with people who are not great for our mental and emotional health.
We keep saying that this is a work from home period, except that we're being forced to work from home because it's a pandemic. There are so many of us who have never ever worked from home because our jobs don't allow for it. And it is a really tough time because we're trying to relearn not only how to work, but we're relearning how to take care of ourselves, how to survive. We're relearning so many things.
And one of the places that we have to start is understanding how our people are doing. Getting information about how our employees are working, thinking, feeling. I mean, there's a lot of anxiety about the whole COVID situation. We had to make sure that we were reaching out to people and providing the kind of support we needed to provide from the centre. So we were finding that a lot of people were really kind of torn and trying to juggle between these meetings that were coming through and the meeting requests from clients or internal or whatever, with the chores in the house. So we had to intervene and have conversations with business heads and leaders about just giving our people that support, that little bit of space. We also encouraged our people and our leaders to be very mindful of the fact that people need to try and observe some kind of a working day, if at all possible. And that day could vary from team to team or person to person, but just to have a little bit of respect for that work-life balance.
We have been experiencing pretty regular stress and repeated trauma triggers and stresses on a regular basis.
Every time the news is on and we're listening to stuff, or even if you're mindlessly scrolling through our social media, we're always absorbing stuff that we see.
So we are constantly caught in a cycle of trauma responses, which is fight, flight, freeze. And so you might end up procrastinating, you might end up staying in bed because that's the freeze response that your brain is trying to engage with, because it feels threatened with the information that it's receiving. Hence, being productive is not easy. We have the ability to be functional, we have the ability to be productive, but at the moment, we might not have the capacity.
I think right now, because of this lockdown, our use of technology is on an overdrive, and it is good to create little pockets of time where you're not doing that at all.
And I think we need to focus a little more on nourishment of self during these hard times and extending help to people who are also going through similar challenges, and also looking out for the community, at large, and seeing where we can contribute.
It's absolutely okay to do nothing, and it is absolutely okay to only focus on yourself and to only take care of yourself.